Jennifer Lopez stands in her pristine kitchen at dawn. Her hands tremble slightly as she arranges the perfect breakfast spread. French toast, golden and warm. Bacon crispy on porcelain plates. And there, written in chocolate syrup across the white surface, two words that would make any mother's heart skip a beat. Senior year. This is the moment every parent both anticipates and dreads. The moment when your baby becomes a young adult. When childhood officially ends. When you realize that time, that relentless thief, has stolen another precious chapter from your life. For Jennifer Lopez, August morning in 2025 carries weight beyond measure. Her child, Emme, is about to begin their final year of high school. 17 years old. Standing on the precipice between adolescence and adulthood. Between dependency and independence. Between home and the vast unknown world that awaits. But this milestone carries shadows that most families don't face. This is Emme's first senior year without their father's marriage to their mother intact. The first major life event since Jennifer and Ben Affleck's divorce was finalized just months ago in January 2025. The first celebration since everything Jennifer thought she had rebuilt came crashing down around her again. Jennifer single quotes his fingers. Hover over her phone camera. She needs to capture this moment. Not for the world, not for Instagram, but for herself. For the memory bank of a mother who knows these mornings are numbered. The breakfast table looks like something from a magazine. Spread? Edible flowers cascade over whipped cream. Fresh fruit arranged with artistic precision. Every detail perfect because Jennifer Lopez doesn't know how to do anything halfway. But behind the perfection lies vulnerability. Oh, my beautiful baby G. Whispers to herself, the words catching in her throat. This is a woman who has conquered stages across the globe. Who has commanded movie screens and boardrooms. Who has built an empire from talent, determination, and sheer force of will. Yet this morning, she is simply a mother watching her child grow up too fast. The story begins years ago. In a different lifetime. February 22, 2008. Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony welcome twins into the world. Max and Emme Muniz arrive, weighing just over 5 pounds each. Premature, fragile, perfect. Jennifer holds them for the first time, and her world shifts completely. She later describes it as the moment her heart grew beyond her body. The moment when her own needs, wants, and dreams became secondary to two tiny humans who depend on her for everything. They saved my life, she would say years later. I didn't know love like this existed. But love, as Jennifer would learn, doesn't protect you from life's storms. Her marriage to Mark Anthony crumbles. The fairy tale ends in 2011 when they announce their separation, 7 years of marriage, 2 beautiful children, and the devastating realization that sometimes love isn't enough. The divorce becomes public spectacle. Tabloids dissect every detail. Paparazzi chase her children. Emme and Max, barely 3 years old, become unwilling participants in their parents' very public heartbreak. Jennifer makes a promise to herself that night after the separation announcement. She will shield her children from the chaos. She will be both mother and father when necessary. She will create stability in their world, even when her own feels like quicksand. The years blur together in a whirlwind of custody schedules and career demands. Jennifer juggles movie sets with soccer practices, red carpets with parent-teacher conferences, world tours with bedtime stories. She carries the weight of providing for her children, while being present for every important moment. Emme emerges as the more reserved, twin, thoughtful, artistic. Someone who observes the world carefully before stepping into it. While Max embraces the spotlight that comes with being Jennifer Lopez's son, Emme prefers the shadows. Emme is my deep thinker, Jennifer tells friends. They see everything, feel everything. They're going to change the world someday. But growing up as Jennifer Lopez's child comes with complications most teenagers never face. Paparazzi outside the school gates. Classmates who want to be friends for the wrong reasons. The constant scrutiny of a world that judges your family, based on tabloid headlines rather than truth. Jennifer watches them navigate these waters with grace that shouldn't exist in someone so young. But it breaks her heart that they have to. Then comes 2021, a year that changes. Everything. Jennifer reconnects with Ben Affleck, the man who almost became her husband 2 decades earlier. The love story the world thought ended in 2004 suddenly has a second chapter. The media goes into overdrive. Jennifer trends worldwide. Every coffee run becomes front-page news. Every family outing becomes a photo opportunity. But behind the headlines, something beautiful happens. Ben bonds with Max. And Emme? He attends their school events, helps with homework, shows up consistently in ways that matter to teenagers. Jennifer watches her children bloom under the attention of someone who genuinely cares about their well-being. For a moment, Jennifer allows herself to believe in happy endings again. The wedding happens quietly in 2022, a small ceremony in Las Vegas, followed by a larger celebration with family and friends. Max and Emme stand by their mother's side as she marries the man she thought she lost forever. Jennifer's Instagram overflows with joy. Family photos at baseball games. Vacation pictures from Italy. Blended family dinners where everyone looks genuinely happy. This is what I always wanted, she tells a friend. A complete family. Stability. Love that includes all of us. Fairy tales, as Jennifer knows too well, don't always last. Cracks begin to show in 2024. Rumors of tension between Ben and Jennifer surface in gossip columns. Sources close to the couple hint at fundamental differences in lifestyle and priorities. Ben, who has battled addiction and values privacy, struggles with Jennifer's very public life. The constant attention, the paparazzi, the inability to exist without being photographed, analyzed, and judged. Jennifer, who has built her career on connection with her audience, can't understand why love means hiding. Why being proud of your family means keeping them secret. The arguments happen behind closed doors, but Max and Emme hear them. They see their mother's face when she thinks no one is looking. They witness the slow dissolution of another fairy tale. In July 2024, Jennifer makes the devastating decision to cancel her This Is Me... Now tour. The official statement cites wanting to spend time with family. The reality is more complex. She is falling apart. The woman who built an empire on strength and determination finds herself questioning everything. Her choices in love. Her ability to protect her children from heartbreak. Her worth beyond the spotlight. Emme becomes her anchor during this period. While Max maintains his relationship with Ben, Emme intuitively understands their mother needs them more. They accompany Jennifer to events, sit quietly in recording studios, offer teenage wisdom that cuts straight to the heart of complex adult problems. Mom, you don't need anyone to complete you, Emme tells her one evening. You were complete before. You'll be complete after. The words come from a 17-year-old who has watched their mother's heart break multiple times, who has learned that love doesn't always mean forever, who has developed emotional intelligence beyond their years out of necessity. Jennifer files for divorce on August 20th, 2024. Exactly 2 years after their Georgia wedding celebration. The irony is not lost on anyone. The divorce is finalized in January 2025. Just as Emme and Max turned 17. Another transition in a life full of transitions. Another adjustment in a childhood marked by constant change. But something shifts. During this period, Jennifer begins to see her children differently. not as extensions of herself or her relationships, but as individuals with their own dreams, fears, and futures. Emme, now 17, stands almost as tall as their mother. They've developed their own sense of style, their own opinions about the world, their own plans for the future that don't necessarily include Hollywood or the spotlight. They want to study environmental science. They care about climate change. And social justice, they write poetry and play guitar. They are everything Jennifer hoped they would be, and nothing she expected. This senior year, breakfast represents more than a milestone. It represents Jennifer's acceptance that her role as mother is evolving. That protecting her children no longer means making decisions for them, but supporting the decisions they make for themselves. The chocolate syrup words, senior year, aren't just announcing EMS's academic status. They're announcing their approaching independence. Their readiness to step into the world as themselves, not as Jennifer Lopez's child. Jennifer snaps the photograph and posts it with a simple caption, "My beautiful baby." The words carry weight beyond their simplicity. They acknowledge that no matter how old Emme gets, no matter where life takes them, they will always be Jennifer's baby. But they also celebrate the beautiful young adult Emme has become. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Fans flood the comments with congratulations and heart emojis. Fellow celebrities share their own senior year memories. The post goes viral not because of scandal or controversy, but because of love. Pure, uncomplicated, maternal love. But the real moment happens offline. Emme comes downstairs that morning to find the breakfast spread. They see the chocolate syrup message. They see their mother standing there with tears in her eyes and a proud smile on her face. "Mom," they say, embracing Jennifer in a hug that feels like both hello and goodbye. This is the moment Jennifer has been dreading and anticipating. The moment when her child officially begins their journey toward independence. When the daily routine of parenting starts its slow transformation into something new. They sit together eating French toast and bacon, talking about senior year plans and college applications, about dreams and fears and the future that stretches ahead like an unwritten song. Jennifer finds herself memorizing every detail. The way Emme's laugh echoes in the kitchen. The concentrated expression they make when thinking deeply about something. The easy conversation that flows between them. These are the moments she will treasure when Emme inevitably leaves for college. When the house becomes quieter. When motherhood shifts from active daily parenting to emotional support from a distance. The breakfast table conversation reveals how much Emme has grown. They talk about wanting to make a difference in the world, about environmental issues and social justice, about using whatever privilege they have to help others, about defining success differently than their mother's generation. Jennifer listens with pride and heartbreak intertwined. Pride because she has raised a thoughtful, compassionate young adult. Heartbreak because that young adult no longer needs her in the same way. "I want to study at UC Berkeley," Emme says, between bites of French toast. They have an amazing environmental science program. California to California. Not too far, but far enough to begin their own story. Jennifer nods, swallowing both food and emotion. "That sounds perfect for you." The conversation continues through the morning. Plans for senior year. College visits, SAT prep. All the mundane details that mark the beginning of the end of childhood, but underneath the practical planning runs a deeper current. This is Jennifer's chance to model strength for her child. To show them that divorce doesn't destroy families, it transforms them. That heartbreak doesn't define you, surviving it does. That being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Emme watches their mother with the keen observation of someone who has witnessed her navigate multiple life storms. They see the strength Jennifer doesn't always recognize in herself. "Mom," Emme says suddenly, I'm proud of you." The words stopped Jennifer mid-sentence. "Proud of me. For everything. For raising us alone when you had to. For working so hard to give us opportunities. For showing us that women can be strong and vulnerable at the same time." Jennifer's eyes fill with tears she doesn't try to hide. This is the gift of parenting older children. The moment when they begin to see you not just as their mother, but as a woman who has made difficult choices and survived difficult circumstances. The moment when your child becomes your friend. The rest of senior year unfolds in a blur of familiar activities with deeper meaning. College application essays that reveal the thoughtful young adult Emme has become. Scholarship interviews, where they articulate dreams Jennifer helped nurture. Graduation preparations that feel simultaneously celebratory and melancholic. Jennifer attends every important event, sometimes alone, sometimes with Mark Anthony, always with the fierce pride of a mother who knows she did her best under impossible circumstances. She watches Emme walk across the stage at graduation and realizes this is what success actually looks like. Not album sales or box office numbers or magazine covers. Not even marriages that work out or relationships that last forever. Success is raising a human being who contributes to the world, who treats others with kindness, who faces challenges with courage, who knows they are loved unconditionally as summer fades into fall. The reality of Emme leaving for college becomes tangible. Dorm room shopping, orientation schedules, the slow accumulation of items that will furnish their new, independent life. Jennifer finds herself wanting to slow time, to extend these last few months of daily motherhood. But she also knows that holding on too tightly would dishonor everything she has taught Emme about strength and independence. The night before move-in day, they sit together one last time in the kitchen, where that senior year breakfast happened months earlier. "Are you ready?" Jennifer asks. Emme considers the question seriously. "I think so." "Are you?" Jennifer smiles through tears. "I think so too." This is the moment that chocolate syrup message was really announcing. Not just senior year, but the beginning of everything that comes after. The transformation from child to adult, from dependent to independent. From Jennifer's baby to the world's newest contributing citizen. The photograph from that August morning now carries different meaning. It wasn't just documenting a milestone. It was marking the beginning of goodbye, the start of a new chapter, where Jennifer's role shifts from daily caretaker to lifetime supporter. But it was also celebrating everything Emme has become. The environmental science student, the thoughtful young adult, the person who learned strength and compassion from watching their mother navigate an impossible public life with grace. As Jennifer drives home from UC Berkeley after move-in day, she thinks about that breakfast morning. She thinks about the chocolate syrup words that seemed so simple, but carried so much weight. About the tears she cried while making French toast. About the pride and heartbreak of watching your child become exactly who they were meant to be. Her phone buzzes with a text from Emme. "Thank you for everything. Mom, I love you." Jennifer pulls over to respond, tears making it difficult to type. "I love you too, my beautiful baby." Some milestones mark beginnings. Others mark endings. The best ones mark both simultaneously. That senior year breakfast was one of those moments. The end of daily motherhood and the beginning of a new kind of relationship. The completion of 18 years of active parenting and the start of a lifetime of loving support. Jennifer Lopez has conquered stages, screens, and business ventures. But her greatest achievement walks the halls of UC Berkeley, studying environmental science and carrying lessons learned from a mother who never stopped fighting for what matters most. The breakfast table sits empty now most mornings. But the love that filled it that August day continues to nourish both mother and child. Even when they're apart, sometimes the most powerful moments happen not on red carpets or concert stages, but in quiet kitchens at dawn, when a mother makes breakfast for her child and realizes that love multiplies rather than divides. When you let it go, that's the real story behind the chocolate syrup words. Behind the tears and the pride and the bittersweet beauty of watching your baby become everything you hoped they could be. If this story touched your heart, share your own milestone moments in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more intimate celebrity stories that reveal the human behind the headlines.